Come on in, come on in. Okay, sorry about that. Right as we started, we had some technical difficulties. So, hey everybody, come on in. Wow. All right, come on in, everybody. Let me know. Can you hear the microphone and can you hear my voice? Thanks, Rick, man. I missed y'all too. Uh, uh, all right, so listen, y'all. If you are new, go ahead and let me know where you are from, where you are in the world currently, and how long you've been playing. All right, hello everybody. Come on in. All right, let me make sure I speak to everyone. We have a really exciting lesson for you today, so I am ready to share this with you. Let's see. Hey Dave. Hey Rick Smith. Hey a lady. Indeed. Luis. Roger. How's it going? Keith. Good to see you, man. Belong. Good to see you. Steven. Glad you're here. Nathan. Glad you're here. A cop. Glad you're here. Naiwin Wang. Glad you're here. Sheila, sorry. Glad you're here as well. Don Cox, glad you're here. Thank y'all for being here. Come on in. And if y'all can share this video with your friends, let them know we're going live. I've been finding out that a lot of people don't know we're live. Oh, thanks. Who's that? Michael Jordan. Thank you so much for the super chat donation. And I'm going to... much. All right. So you all, I'm trying out a new setup here. So I'm hoping everything works as it normally has for all my live streams. So we're trying out some new stuff here. Let's see who else. Joshua Blair, thanks for being on. Sam, thanks for being here. Ola Dipu Po, I've been playing for about 20 years now. I've been never learned the right way. Okay, cool deal. All right, Bola. Hey, Frank from Cameroon. Let's see. Ade, Tim from Huntsville. Christopher, what's going on, Chris? All right, Indie Gospel Revealed. This, y'all don't know, y'all might not know, but Indie Gospel Revealed is a good friend of mine. Her name is Kim, and she, me and her came up together at Clemson University when I first started. Literally, when I started playing, she was right there with me, and I was stealing stuff from her and and competing with her, trying to get better. So y'all go and support Indie Gospel Revealed. She has an amazing channel, amazing stuff she's doing over there, interviews and just a lot of stuff. So y'all go check her out. So Jonathan Williams says, don't know if stable. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate that, man. Okay. All right, so thank you all again so much. If for some reason my camera drops out again, I might switch to another screen. I might go back to that super chat screen, just so you don't have to look at an empty page or something. So until I can fix it. So hopefully this will work though. So thank you all so much for being here. So with that said, let's get started. All right, so thank you all so much for being here. My name is Corey Taylor from SkilledMusician.com, and where we're helping musicians improve. So thank you all for being here. So if you're here in the live session, thank you. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Now, today's topic is a really, really cool one. We're going to be talking about how to create these crazy chordal progressions that you hear some of your favorite artists do. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump right in and get started. All right, so one definition of creativity that I heard is finding a new or different route to get to the same place. So finding a new or different route to get to the same exact place. And that's all being creative is. It's finding new ways to get to the same place we've always gotten to. And so today what I want to do is show you how you can take the moves that you were already doing and use them to create some of these crazy chordal moves that you hear the guys that you admire and respect, how they do it. Now this is one route. There are many ways to create these types of moves, but I wanted to share this one route. So what I'm going to do, and I don't know about y'all. Y'all tell me. Let's do this in the chat. Put a 1 if you like this Rhodes sound. All right. I've never actually. I don't think I've ever done a video with a Rhodes sound. Or put a 2 in the chat if you prefer the piano. So let me know. So do you like this Rhodes? I kind of like it. All right, so I'm getting a lot of 1s. I got a 2. Keith says 2. right, it's getting close. All right, so somebody said, can you play the piano sound for a second? So let me play the piano sound. So. All right, I'll stick with the piano. I love the Rhodes, and maybe at the end I'll switch back and try some of the stuff with the Rhodes. But it is true that with the Rhodes, it's so creamy that it's hard to hear what's actually happening. So I'll switch between the both of them. All right, so what I'm gonna do, there's a gospel song, and I want to take just a small snippet of it and use that to illustrate this idea of creating these crazy chordal progressions. So there's this song. It's called "We Have the Victory." And there's a part that goes, let's see. So there's a song that goes like that. So the chords are, if we play kind of the traditional gospel route. So I'm, all right, let me just make it clear. I'm in the key of F sharp. That's not a key that if you play a particular style, you probably we're not going to play in F sharp. If you're a gospel musician, you probably will play in F sharp. That's the point a lot. F sharp is a key that I don't think I've done many tutorials in or lessons in, so I wanted to do something in F sharp. And stick to the end because I want to address a few questions about this. All right. So the chords are simply, so we're going to the 4 chord B, we're going to go sharp 4 diminished, so C diminished, and then going to 1 over 5, or you can go to 1, however you want. And that's it. That's all I'm going to focus on. So 4, sharp 4, 1 over 5. That's all it is. So we have B again, C sharp diminished, C diminished, excuse me, and then F sharp over C sharp, okay? All right. So the first thing I need to do is give you some moves that you can do, and then I'll show you how to create these crazy chordal moves. So the first, I'm going to start going through different moves, and then we're going to do something pretty interesting. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the first move I want to share with you is what I call it's called the Authentic Cadence. So this just simply means 5 to 1, right? 5 to 1. So let's understand what's happening. We're going from B major, right, the 4 chord, to C sharp diminished to 1 over 5, or F sharp. We're going to F sharp, just inverted. All right, so we're going from 4, sharp 4 to 1 in some inversion, right? So we're going from 4, and we're doing some move to get us back to 1. The traditional route is 4, this diminish. All right, so everybody's cool there? All right. Now, let's try this one. Let's go 5 to 1. So we're going to go D flat 7 to 1. So right. So here's the 5. Do you see that? That's the 5 D, C sharp 7, and then back to 1. So that's a cool one. Let me voice it a little differently. So let me voice it like that. Again. So you're hearing the kind of that little twang and stuff. I'm doing some grace notes. So let me give you that to you. So I'm doing this chord, but I'm gracing this G sharp to A sharp, right? So again. And that's our 5 chord to 1. So now we have 2 moves on that part. So here's in second version. Or we can do this. We go to our 5, back to 1. All right. Is everybody cool with that? Does that make sense? All right. Does that make sense, everybody? All right. So that's the first move. This authentic cadence 5 to 1. All right. So I'm going to give you 5 moves. So let's move on to the second move. All right. So here's the second move. We're going to do. This move is a little advanced, and so I'm not going to go deep into the theory of this stuff because we could be here all night. I teach several courses on this where I spend several hours going through this material. So I'm just giving you some moves. So hear me clearly. This isn't so much about these particular moves, right? I want you to get the overall concept. So I'm going to go quickly through these 5 moves, right? Because I want to get to the bigger picture. And so I want you to apply that picture, not so much do what I'm doing. All right. I want you to get the concept. You know, I can show you what I'm doing, but that doesn't help you if you don't have the concept. So stick with me. All right. So what I'm going to do, this is kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a cool, like deceptive 2-5-1. So I put cadential cadence, which means 2-5-1. But I'm not going to do a normal 2-5-1 or where you expect it to be. I'm going to do C minor 7, F7 to B flat in the root, but I'm going to have an F sharp chord. I'm going to end on F sharp chord in first inversion. So let me play it for you so you can hear it. Did you hear that? All right. Did you hear what I did? So I did a 2-5. All right, do you see it? So now we have 3 moves. So we have the original move, diminish, 2, 1. We have the authentic cadence, which is 5 to 1. We have this this kind of deceptive 2-5-1 cadence. Okay, all right, we got 2 more moves to go. All right, so stick with me. So here is the next move. It's going to be a diminish move. I take that back. We have 3 more moves to go. So let's try that transition again. So move 3 is a diminish move. And so one of the way chords can move is diminish back to itself. All right. So if I'm going to F sharp, one way I could get there is just simply do F sharp diminish and go back to F sharp. Now I won't go into depth on that because this lesson is not so much about the chords itself, but just follow me. So if you want to grab this, slow the video down. This video is not about what I'm playing. So here we go. Let's try it again. But we're going to do F sharp diminish with the major 7. This is going to be fun. Here it is. Here it is. So F sharp diminish with the major 7th on top. So yeah. All right, I did it again. All right. Does that make sense? So we have this F sharp. So I'm on B. Now I'm going to go F sharp, diminish with the major 7. Now I'm going to resolve it back. So now it's just F sharp, diminish 7 to 1. So all we're doing is finding different ways to get back to 1. So I'm giving you just a whole bunch of them really quickly. All right. So we have the traditional one again. Diminish to 1. In second version, we have the Authentic Cadence. All right, cool. We have the kind of deceptive 251. All right. We have this F sharp diminished 7. Diminished major to diminished 7. All right. Let me do 2 more. So that's that one. F sharp diminished major 7 to F sharp diminished 7 to, there you go. All right. So let's go to the next one. All right, that is not the next one. All right, so we're going to diminish 2. We're going to work our transitions out. We're going to get them right. This one is a play on the diminish. So I know to get to the traditional way was diminished to 1, right? Now here's a little thing, kind of you might have heard it. It's a play off diminish. I'm not going to go in depth on it at all. But let me just show you. If you just really quickly, whichever diminished chord so we're going this diminish, right? If you take one of the notes of the diminish in your left hand, and whatever note that is, go a half step down and play that major triad. So I'm gonna go half step down and play B. So here we go. That's one of my favorite chords. So this diminish, go up to E flat. I'm gonna play D in my right hand. All right, so I'm gonna do 2 of them. I'm gonna do the E flat and C. So let's put it together. That's really tense. I'll do it again. right. Let's try that one more time. All right. So I'm using this instead of. All right. So it's a little play on the diminished chord. All right. Yeah, that definitely will wake you up. All right. Cool deal. And let's go to our last move. So we're going to do a plagal cadence idea. So plagal means 4 to 1. So plagal cadence means 4 to 1. So we're going to go to, so we're on the 4, but I'm going to make the 4 a minor 6. So I'm going to make it B minor 6. So all right, did you hear it? All right. So let's go through all 5 of them plus the original. So if you like the original, put 0. If you like to move 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so here we go. Here's the original. Diminish. All right. Here's the first move which is the Authentic Cadence one. All right. Here's move number 2. This kind of deceptive cadential cadence, or 2-5-1. All right. Here is the F sharp diminished. So. Okay, that's cool. Here's this weird diminished one. All right, and here's the 4 minor 6. All right, so which one do you like? Do you prefer the original? Do you like the Authentic Cadence one? Do you like the kind of hidden 2-5? Or the diminished major 7? Or this weird diminished? Or the minor 6? All right, so I'm seeing a lot of people like the first one. Some people like the last one. All right. Okay. All right, so a lot of people like the last one, the 4 minor 6. Okay, cool deal. Now, here is the secret to these crazy chordal moves. The secret is simply combine moves. Combine moves together. So instead of just doing one move, I might do 2, 3, or even 4 moves back to back, all in an effort to get back to F sharp. All right. So let's pick some and see how it worked. Let's do, I don't know, all right, so I see Leonard Styles says 4 and 5. So let's pick 4 and 5. So remember, 4 was this weird diminished thing, right? And 5 was the 4 minor 6, right? So let's do both of them and make it work. All right. So here we go. Let's see. So I'm doing this live. I haven't tried these, so let's see what happens. Um, Ooh, that move is nice. That was the 4th and 5th one. Let's do it again. So remember, the 4th one was this really this diminished thing that is like, oh, that's terrible. I don't like that one. Matter of fact, not too many people said they liked the 4th one. Matter of fact, only one person said they liked the 4th. Oh, 2 people. Okay. But when we combine them with another one, it all of a sudden becomes something different. So let's try it again. This is the 4th and 5th one. All right, and just for fun, I am going to try it with that other sound that I was playing with earlier, just to see how it sounds. All right, let's try it again. All right. So it gives you a different feel. All right. So give me some more. Give me some more. I'm looking in the chat. So you give me some more. And while I'm seeing them, just give me two numbers. I'm going to combine 2 of them together. So give me 2 numbers. Charles says, when you say combine them, do you mean do 4 and 5 both in the key? Exactly. I do 4 and then 5, one right after the next one. All right. So give me 2 numbers, y'all. All right. So Kabbalah says 3 and 4. All right, so 3 is this, all right, and 4 is, so, all right, let's make this work. Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Let's try it again. Here's. Woo. All right, I do it one more time. Someone said one more time. Let's do it one more time. Here is. That works for me. All right, let me look in the chat. See, give me some more suggestions. Give me some more suggestions. Okay. Richard Shaw Jr. Richard Shaw Jr. is in the building. This is one of the most phenomenal musicians you'll ever come across. His first instrument is saxophone, and he is one of the most phenomenal saxophonists you'll come across, period. He reminds me. He's different, but on the level of like a Mike Phillips, he is phenomenal. But then also he's a bassist, phenomenal bassist. He played bass with me for a number of years, so he's a phenomenal musician. Y'all check him out. Okay, so let's see. UAM Beats says 2 and 5. Okay, what is 5? Okay, so 2 is this kind of deceptive 2-5-1, and then 5 is the 4 minor 6. Okay, so let's make it work. That's beautiful. Try it again. Now, I hope you were at your keyboard trying these yourself. And you tell me, did that work for you? I'll do it again. Here's 2-5. You see, I'm just combining moves. I haven't practiced these. I'm just doing what your suggestions were. Let's see. Mark says 4 and 1. So, okay. 4 is that weird diminished thing, and 1 is our dominant chord. Okay, let's give it a try. Again, I've never tried these, so we're learning together. That worked. Let's try it again. What is it? That one worked. That one worked. Let me try with the other sound. So let's do it with the road sound. Now, the reason why I'm doing it with the road sound is a lot of people, a lot of you all didn't like the number 4 because it had so much tension. It rubs the ear wrong. But the Rhodes kind of makes the tension a little creamier. So let's hear how it sounds with the Rhodes sound. All right, so here it goes. All right, what am I doing? I'm doing 4 and 1. All right. Uh-oh. All right, so that's cool. 4, 5. Yeah. All right, let's try another one. Let's see. 2 and 5. I think I already did 2 and 5. So Bola says 5 and 4 instead of 4 and 5. All right. So Bola wants, so I'm going to go 5 first, which is the 4 minor 6. And then we're going to go to move 4, which is the diminishing. So here it is. Oh, let me go back to my normal. Well, I'll start with this sound, and then I'll go to the piano. Right. Let me go to piano now. Let's try it. Let's try it again. That one works too. Let's see. Give me some more suggestions. Darius says 3 and 5. Did I do that one already? I'll try it again. So here's 3 and 5. So remember, 3 is this thing, and 5 is the 4 minor 6. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it differently. Let me do it again. Let me do it one more time. Ah, sorry, I tried again. Oh my. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that is beautiful. All right. Let's see. Some of you are starting to are starting to think a little deeper about it. Um, so Robert Peters has a great point. He says he likes the ones that go from tension to smooth. All right. I won't go into depth into this, but Robert, you're thinking along you're starting to think in a different way, which really helps you categorize these moves. Because somebody said it already. They all work. They're all vehicles to transport you back to F sharp. So they all will get you to F sharp, just a different route, right? Um, but when do you use which one? When should you use which one? Right? It's to taste, but let's go deeper. Like, why choose one over the other? Well, some are more tense, so that maybe they should be closer to the one to help propel you there. Some are smoother. So you have these questions you want to answer. There's another question that no one's asked yet. I've been waiting for it. I'm waiting in the chat to see who's going to ask this question that really is the most important thing. That's my clue. Now, if you've been following this channel, you know what the most important thing is. All right? And I'll wait for that. But while I'm waiting, I'll try something else. Now, let's see. Mark says, do 3 of them together. Let's do 3 of them together. So Mark says, do 4, 5, and 1. My. All right, 4, 5, and 1. So 4 is this diminished thing. 5 is the plagal thing, and 1 is the. Okay. Let's see if I can do it. See if I can remember. Okay. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Okay. Let's see. Who else gave me 3 of them? Kabbalah says 3, 5, and 1. So 3 was the. 5 is the. And then 1 is. All right. So let's try these. So I might just have to do part of some. Let's try. Boy, they are all kind of working. All right, so let me look in the chat now and see if you all are getting it. All right, so UM Beats was the first one. Said Melody makes the choice. Enrico came back and said Melody as well. So you all have been paying attention, those who have been with me. You know it's Melody. So I'm doing something called voice leading. Global Mindset had it. So I'm doing some voice leading, because it's not just about the chords. So what happens? Here's what happens. So I teach a lesson like this, and then you go home, and I have students that'll try this lesson, and they'll say, Corey, it doesn't work, or it doesn't sound good. So they might go home and say, okay, he said 4 minor 6. And then he said do the dominant. And so they go home and go, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good. Right? I do it again. I go, I'm like, no, that doesn't sound like what Corey did. Uh, and it's because I'm doing something really important. I'm adding colors. So you look at my chords. I have a lot of colors, but the most important thing is the melodic line on top. So you always hear me play some melodic line, and my chords are connected melodically. So I only move by step. So I generally only move by step in whichever direction I'm going. So so I'm going from F sharp diminished major 7 to another diminish with the 13th added. So F sharp diminished with the 13. Flat 13. All right, that's kind of weird. All right, so let's try it again. Let's try it again. All right. So when to execute them well, you have to make use of melody. So that's the first thing. But then the second thing is how tense, how consonant are they to the key? Because that will determine where I put it in my mind. How does it feel? Jacob Collier asked this question. He said, his mom, I think she has perfect pitch, and he has perfect pitch to like the nth degree. But he was saying that as a kid, his mom would say, "Oh, what is this sound? What is this?" And he would say, "Oh, that's an A." And she would say, "No, but how does it make you feel?" And he had to say, "Oh, that makes me feel calm. That's tense. That's bright. That's or." Not bright, but that's hurt sharp on my ear or whatever. And so this is the question you have to be asking yourself when you're playing these chords. How does this make me feel in the moment? So, and some of you all are intuitively doing that. You said when you felt the 4, it's calming, right? It's like a warm embrace, right? The 5 is bright. So if I want to be bright, or if I want to be maybe a different setting, so that would work there. So I can use ones for different settings that make more sense. Okay. All right. So that's the lesson for today. The lesson is take the moves that you're already doing and just take a small section of a song and see how many ways you already know to move from one part to the next part. And then start combining those moves in ways you haven't thought about. Listening really hard to see how does it make you feel. Is this one more tense? Should it go on this front? Should it go on the back? But remember, everything is connected through melody. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to move into the question part of it. And I have a couple questions already that I want to start with. And then I'll take your questions. So go ahead and start writing the questions in the chat. All right. Now, one of the questions I get all of the time, I get this one particular question is, why don't you teach everything in an easy key like C? This is one of the questions I get all the time. And I wanted to take a moment and answer it while I was on a live chat, a live stream. All right, so I want to give you four. I'll make this a four-panel answer. Why don't I teach everything in an easy key like C? Now, some of you might already know the answers, so go ahead and let me know in the chat. Why don't I teach everything in an easy key like C? All right. All right. So our motto, our goal is to help musicians improve. And one area that I've seen from around the world that musicians need to improve on is being able to play in every key, not just your favorite key. So what I purposely try to do is I purposely try to choose different keys to force you to learn every key. Right? So that's the first panel. I want to help you improve. And I know if I put something in a different key, you're going to have to work to get it. If you only can play in one key, well, then you're going to have to work to get this other idea that's not in the key that you're comfortable with. All right. Boston, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. 2. So that's the first panel. Here's the second panel. I wish you all could see the messages and emails I get every day. I get a ton of gospel musicians, for instance, asking if I can do the tutorials only in D flat, A flat, or F sharp. Because that's the only key they play in. I have some other musicians from other parts of the world asking, can you only do it in C and F, or who've been trained differently? Only do it in C or F. And then I get some other musicians only asking for E flat, B flat, and G. Matter of fact, I'll do a video, and then I'll get requests for musicians say, can you redo the video in another key so it's easier for me? I'll get that request a lot. Here's the truth. Everyone, a lot of people have their favorite key to play in. If you grew up classically trained, then your key is C. That most likely is your favorite key, hands down. If you grew up playing gospel, C is not a fun key for you. You don't like C because you never play in it. So for gospel musicians, they prefer all the black note keys: A flat, B flat, D flat, E flat, F sharp. And I know tons of gospel musicians that cannot play in C, but can completely destroy in A flat, F sharp, and D flat, E flat 2. Those are their keys. Now I know for some of those who are classically trained, that doesn't even make sense. That seems impossible. But I'm telling you, as a gospel musician, there are a lot of musicians, and of all the keys, at least here in America, A flat for years was the key that a lot of gospel musicians got stuck in and could not play in any other keys. I'm finding in the islands, F sharp is the key. So here's the truth. There is no easy key. They're just keys that you are familiar with and less familiar with. And here's my challenge to you. As a musician, if you say you're going to play piano, then play the piano and all that comes with it. All right. Let's see. It's interesting. I teach about 120 seniors. Those are 55 and up every week. And so we go through, it's kind of classical training. And so what's interesting is they all can play amazingly well in the key of C and G. Those are their two keys. If I do anything outside of C and G, it is a struggle. It is terrible. Why? Because all they've played in is C and G. Because that's what the classical literature course that they're on has them playing in. Um, but I don't want that for you all. I don't want that for anyone on that's part of this channel or following this channel. So I'm going to continue to challenge you on this, and I'll continue to do different keys because I want you to grow, and not want everything catered to your favorite key, because your favorite key isn't everybody's favorite key. All right, and let me just here's a fourth panel. Uh, uh, there was a time when I was comfortable only in one key. When I first started playing gospel music, the first thing I learned was "I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord" today. So in B flat. That was the first thing I learned. My cousin taught me that song, and then said, "You're ready to go play in church." Literally, that's exactly what it was. I didn't know anything else. That's all I do. And the church I went to play at didn't sing that song, so I had to figure things out. So naturally, B flat, because that was the only song I knew, became my favorite key. Right? And then my buddy showed me this cool stuff in E flat, like this preacher chord stuff. Like, I was like, whoa. So then E flat became, my favorite key, because he showed me this move, and I liked that move. But then I started saying, but I want to learn this thing over here. I want to learn this thing over here. And it forced me to move away from those things, those keys I initially started in, and to learn other keys. And I started saying, well, I want to be able to do everything I do in this key. I want to be able to do it in every key. And so it forced me. And here's the key. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about learning all of your keys. Here's the thing. In my head, I think of keys as like 12 rooms in a big mansion. So I think of keys as 12 rooms in a big mansion, and each room has its key, its letter name on the door. So you walk in this mansion, and to the left you get C, and then G, and to the right there's F and B flat, and you get all these. Each key has its own room. And so, if you open the door to C, you'll find C major, D minor, all the chords of that key. You find G7, you find all those, and if you go to F, you'll find the corresponding chords. But then one thing that is unnoticed until you get to a certain level is there are secret passageways between the rooms. So if you can play in C and F, you'll start to notice things that you would have never noticed. Like, I can do this to get here, there. I can do this to get there. There's a passageway between C and A flat. You never would have known it if you hadn't known both of the keys. And so a lot of times musicians can only play what's in the room and never get to the passageways that connect keys. And so the world of possibilities opens up when you can play in all of your keys. Listen, the world of music is so vast. And to limit yourself to one key is doing yourself a grave disservice. So as someone who many of you consider a mentor, a teacher, please learn to play in all of your keys. Okay. I've been holding that one for a while. All right. Okay. The second question that I get often is, Corey, what level do I need to have attained to be able to understand this lesson? And here's what I generally say. Because if you say this lesson is an intermediate lesson, then if you're a beginner, You say, okay, well, this is for intermediate, so I don't need to know this. All right. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Just like a baby, when you have a baby and the baby is learning language, um, do you speak to the baby in baby talk as the baby is learning language? Do you speak at the level that the baby speaks when the baby is trying to learn how to speak a language? No. Studies have shown that if you speak baby talk to a baby who only speaks baby talk, so it's at their level, you will stunt their language growth. So, what do they tell you to speak? Speak normal every day. Your natural speak like you're speaking to anyone else. Now, it's above the baby's head what you're saying. But what the baby does is strives to get there. Um, so because and studies have shown that you always want to be striving. So you always want to have stuff that's out of your reach that you're listening to. And so even though you might not have it right now, um, the goal is just keep listening to it and it'll start to click. And so for me, there's stuff I don't understand. I just keep listening to it, keep working with it, and then it clicks. Just like the baby. So we don't say to the baby, hey, baby, you can't understand my language right now. Um, so just listen to baby talk. We don't do that to a baby. And music is just language. Music is language. So if you're a beginner and you're here and you're like, man, I don't understand this, stay here, stick with it, keep working. We'll work through the areas that you need to work through, but stick with it because it's causing you to reach higher. If you're only reaching where you are, you don't grow. But if you continue to strive higher, then you start growing. Okay? All right. Those are two big ones I've had on my chest for a while. I feel 10 pounds lighter. I feel like I've been carrying a weight on my shoulders. All right. All right, so let me just go through. You all have been talking while I've been talking. You've been having some great conversations. So let me just kind of jump here and see what's happening. Let's see. Um, let's see. Here, Prima says C is always the best key for us beginners. I hope more tutorials in C. um. All right. Wow. Keith Wilson says, when playing for church, you have to consider what key is comfortable to sing a particular song. So understanding all keys is important. That's correct. So when you're in church, or if you're a jazz musician or pop musician and you want to accompany a singer, um, it's the same concept. Well, the singer says, you know, and I'll take it out of the church world. I'll take it to like jazz. You know, I toured and did the jazz thing for a while. So you might have a take the A train, and you know it in C, but a singer comes and says, "Hey, that's not good. That's not a good place for my vocal range. I'm going to take the A train, but I want to do it in A. All right. So let's have, and then here they count off 1, 2, 1, 2, ready to go. And you're like, well, so this is, and this happens. This is normal. This is par for the course in the jazz world. Autumn Leaves. B flat isn't my key. It's originally entered. I mean, it was done in G major, E minor, but I like it in C minor. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and you have to play. And so it's important to be able to maneuver in multiple keys. Global Mindset, thank you for the super chat, man. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Thank you, thank you. Well, I said man, but I'm not sure if you're a guy or girl, but I appreciate it. Um, let's see. Um, Indie Gospel, Kim says another good analogy. Thanks, Kim. Charles says I go back and watch Jacob Collier videos every few months, and I understand them more and more because of the stuff I've learned from other sources in between. Exactly, that's exactly it. Robert says the way you teach is inspiring. Maybe my head doesn't get it right away, but my heart gets it right away. There you go. Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie. Stephanie, correct me if I'm wrong, Stephanie, but Stephanie is a beginner and she just joined the channel maybe a month or so, or maybe a month or two ago. But she's here. Thank you for being here. Martel, what's going on? Let's see. A Wavy Gravy has a question. Let's see if I can answer it. I have a question. In the topic of double thirds, I don't know. I don't know if this is a thing or not. Uh, my hands are weird, and I'm able to do double fourths, double fifths, and double sixths. Is this a thing, or have I made this up? I don't know if that's a thing. uh, Don Cox says a lot of times in church a singer will just bust out in any key. All right, so you want to know the reason? One of the reasons why I'm able to, I did not have the issue of uh, of not being able to play in all my keys, was because I went to, I started at this little small kind of storefront church with like 10, 15 people there, and it had a guitar player and a drummer there. Like a lead guitar player and a drummer. That was it. Those were the musicians. So I used to set my little keyboard up, and the guitar player. Of course, on guitar it's easy to play from one key to the next. You just slide up. But he knew like three or four key chords in every key. So, and the people in that church, there was no choir, there was no worship team. Just people from the audience or congregation would start singing, and you just had to play. And so it didn't matter what key, you just had to play. So I learned how to walk a bass line and just kind of, this is me. And it didn't matter what key, I was playing the same way. It was the same way. So I learned the basic chords, the primary chords in each key. And so there you go. Um, Stephanie says, I was invited to perform at the Jazz Festival. How many gospel songs do you think I can get away with? I'm thinking 4 songs, 1 gospel. Well, there are a lot of songs that are gospel songs that have become part of common parlance. So I would say, like Amazing Grace is one that you can sing, and it's like, it's not, it's beyond church. Um, what a Friend We Have in Jesus is a cool one. Um, yeah, so yeah, just judge it. All right. Rick Miranda says, much love, man. Some of the best instructional videos out there. Oh, thanks, Rick. Um, Naiwen Wong says, what's a good way to learn all keys? I would start with your scales. Make sure you can play all your major scales in every key. I would make sure I can play all my primary chords. That's 1, 4, 5 in every key. And then I would throw in a 4.6. That's a derivative of 1, but but it's a common one, so I would throw that in there as well. It's not a primary, but I would throw it in every key. And then anything you learn it in another key. Right. Let's see. Stephanie says, I love C minor. All right. Safe Retirement says, I have had world-class teachers in French horn, but didn't recognize the greatness in front of me. Wow. I was 18 to 20 years old. Okay. I recognize it now. Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm humbled. Oh, thanks, Safe Retirement. Um, um, Stephanie says, I'm still in that bass line. Sure, you can have it. That's like a common gospel bass line. UMB says, I missed the beginning. Where did you get the five moves? I just made it up. I was sitting here and I said, okay, I was actually just sitting here on the road sound. And I was just messing around, and then I think I played, and I kind of played this move, and I was like, that sounds like, and I just started messing around. So I was messing around with it, and then I said, well, how many ways can I, real quick off the top of my head, how many ways can I do this? There are hundreds more, but I said these just kind of were cool ways to do it. Taco says, how do you walk in a song like Impressions? You can walk Dorian mode. Um, Nathan Carter says, that F sharp diminished major 7 is beautiful, Corey. Thank you so much for that, Jim. Oh, you're welcome, man. Is there a specific finger on the left hand to play drop 2 chords? No specific finger. Let's see. I mean, I play different fingers all the time. Yeah, I use different fingers all the time. Any more questions, y'all? All right. Well, listen. I'll do something. I might cut this off, but since you all are here, I'm gonna make an announcement that I haven't shared yet, but I'm sharing with you all. I might trim this off so no one else can see this but you all, those who are here now. But I want to make an announcement. Um, so I've been telling you about the membership section. I've been telling you about it and telling you about it and telling you about it. Um, and so it is quickly approaching. It's taken a little bit longer than I expected, but I'm hopeful to have it. I'm hopeful to have it up within the next month. And at that time, um, and at that, so I'm gonna give you this snippet, and I might just cut it off so you can't see it, so it won't be on YouTube forever. But I'll tell you this, since y'all are my family, and you all here, an hour and 15 minutes later from the beginning. Um, uh, and so, we've been doing these live streams for like 6 months now. Um, Actually, we're we're about to hit 7 months straight. And so, what we're going to do is we're still going to do, one live stream a month, but we're going to move the live streams to the membership section, and I'll be able to give the members, those who are part of our membership, I'll be able to give you access to the MIDI files of the live stream as well as sheet music, um, and some other goodies. And those will be specifically for those who are members. So I'll still do one live stream a month outside of the membership section for you all in the YouTube land. But if you want to get more and more in depth, and I'll be able to go even deeper in the membership section and answer some of the questions that I won't answer on YouTube. So there's some things that you notice I skip over in the chat I won't answer because that stuff is saved for the membership section. And so if you want to kind of be part of the community, make sure you sign up. There's a link in the description box where it says that how to join our community. Just make sure all you do is just put your name and email address, because I have some updates that I'm about to send out very very shortly, um, where um, I'll give you out some of the more detailed information. Okay. Um, so, all right, that's my little secret. So we're winding down on our weekly live streams. And so I'm hopeful that you all um, um, I'm hopeful that you all will join through the membership so you can be part of this because we have a lot of material. I have I have over 500 lessons that I want to teach you all. All right. Find out price and everything. Just make sure you're part of our community because I'll be sending out all that information there. Um, so okay. So let me go through some more questions and then I'm gonna have to end. We're pushing pretty late. Uh, B Lone says I played only C, and I'm trying to sound better voicing wise. Um, okay, B Lone. So you want to start adding some extensions to your chords. But I also have a course called Chords Galore on the website scalemusician.com where where I go into real detail about how to create some chords, like amazing sounding chords. We look at I think maybe 11 or 12 different voicing systems. Um, so definitely go there. But in short, start adding extensions. Bola says my left hand is so weak. Do you have exercise for the left hand? Scales, just simple put. Do everything both hands. So major scales, just doing both hands. And then second thing, one thing that helped me grow my left hand was that I started playing jazz. And I'm not saying play jazz. Um, and so in jazz, when you're trying to improvise, your right hand's doing all this stuff up here, but your left hand has to kind of carry the chord. And so and so I said, okay, if I play with my right hand, I should be able to play with my left hand. So I'd be playing like this. So then when I switched, I said, okay, I got to play it the same way. You know, so yeah, so try to see if you can play everything with your left hand that you play with your right hand. All right. Um, all right. John Shilton says, "Great tutorial. This is my first time seeing your video." Well, welcome, John. Man, I get that every week that this is people's first time seeing it. Um, so thank you for being on. I can only imagine how much I missed. Well, all of our stuff is still up on YouTube, so you can access it. Do you have any videos on how you mix voices on the board, depending on what song and genre? I don't have anything on that, but that would be an interesting topic. Let me see what I can do. Robert says, nice. Will definitely be worth it. Can't wait. Thanks. Michael Jordan says, what were you looking for us to pick up in the beginning? I don't know what you mean. What was I looking for you to pick up in the beginning? Tell me some more, Michael. I want to answer your question, but I'm not sure what I understand it. UMB's, how much is the membership? Definitely join our community. You're going to be getting an email soon about that. Nathan says, go ahead and take my money, Corey. Drop the price. You know, the other price. um, my social media stuff is all Skilled Musician LLC or Skilled Musician. Instagram is Skilled Musician LLC, I think. Enrico says that's fair. Also, members will get benefits that way. Exactly. Safe Retirement says I look forward to hearing more about your membership. Cool deal. You'll be hearing more about it soon. So make sure you're part of our community because I have some special things I won't share here that I'm going to be sharing to our community through email. So make sure you're on our email list. Make sure you whitelisted our emails so you get them. And make sure that they don't go into spam or junk folder or trash folder because we have some really important announcements and some things I'm thinking about doing that I will not share here that I will share there through email. Um, so yeah, I'm not even going to share it. Because if I start talking, I'm gonna share it. But let's just thanks. Ah, you're welcome, man. Okay, y'all. We have been at this for an hour and 20 minutes. So listen, thank you all so much uh, for being here, sticking on here. Thank you all who gave in the super chat. Um, um, and if just so you know, if you're interested in giving in the super chat, I have that there. I've got many requests. See, Corey, I want to just donate. I want to give something. It's right below the chat, the dollar sign. Let me show you where it is. Here it is. So click there and you can give if you like. Um, all right. So any more questions? Um, all right. Let's see. UMB says the number 4 move. What's the thought behind it? That's it. Take me too long to make sure you understood it. So maybe another time. Um, see, Michael Jordan. I want to make sure I answer this question before I get off. So Michael Jordan says there was something you're waiting for us to notice. Okay, yeah. So that was the melody, Mike. Melody, and so people started chatting. Those who have been, so I said, I'm waiting for somebody to put in the chat this one thing. This is a really important thing, and people started putting melody. So that's the most important thing. Tension release is secondary. Melody, yeah. So when I say people who were with me in the beginning, I mean people who have been not at the beginning of the video, but people who have been with me, who've been following the channel for some time. This is something that I religiously hit on the head, that melody is king, melody is most important, melody is important. Melody is the secret. Now, truthfully, the most important element is rhythm. Rhythm is the most important element. But the secret sauce is melody. The thing that makes it work, it's all melody. All right. Okay, cool. Glad I was able to answer that. All right, you all. Thank you all so much for being on. Make sure you join our community. Make sure you put your name. So in the description box, click this. I have a thing that says join our community. Click there, or a copy of the thing and put it in your URL and put your email in. And then you got to go to your email address and confirm it. So we'll send you an email, and then you go there and confirm it. Now, if you don't get the email, check your spam, your junk folder, your trash folder, and whitelist our stuff. Or it might have been that you might mistakenly put the wrong email, right? So make sure you're part of our community, because we have a lot of announcements that we're going to release to you all, and I want to make sure you get them. And the stuff I just can't say on YouTube. Well, I could say it, but I'm not going to, because it's going to be for my members. All right. Oh my. Listen, I got it right. This is my how many hours today? This is my 8th and 9th hour teaching today, so I am wore out. So, listen, thank you all so much again for being part of our community. I really appreciate you all. All right, so until the next one, be blessed and happy practicing.